Hey everyone, welcome back to another vinyl review video. Today I'll be looking at Pale Waves' Television Romance single and their 2018 EP, All the Things I Never Said. Pale Waves have always been quite low key with their artwork across releases so far, with these ones sharing a similar kind of dark minimalistic aesthetic. Both of these share a similar typeface with the text at the bottom of the cover and the rest of it in a solid black. The key difference between the two is that the single has a text in white and the EP is in red. The back covers has a design style that's very much more of what you find on the front, and one could argue that this overall art direction might be a bit too minimalistic and too dark, but I'd say if you kind of listen to their songs and get their indie emo kind of gothic aesthetic, you'd start to appreciate that this design might actually be just as appropriate and doesn't need to do too much. Both the single and EP don't include any expanded artwork, lyric sheet or inner sleeve, but that's understandable given the nature of these releases, and as well as the fact that Don't Hit Records don't normally provide anything else in these type of releases anyway, although the EP does include a download card. The Television Romance single is on a 7-inch all-white record, whilst the EP All the Things I Never Said is on a gorgeous transparent red on a 12-inch record. And just one extra thing that I don't quite understand is that it's a 4-track EP, which is only 2 songs on each side, but I don't know why they put that on a 12-inch record. That's a huge waste of material. It could have been done on 10-inch, so I really hope they do that next time. Television Romance is arguably one of their best songs that captures all the nuances that define them, everything from Heather's beautiful vocal to the emo indie synth pop vibe that becomes something so catchy that you could easily dance to this when played live. I remember when I first heard the song There's a Honey back when it was released as a single, and this was when they only had the one song, and I instantly fell in love with it. With their sound, something so fresh about it, and hearing that the 1975 had some involvement in producing it, how they're signed to Don't Hit Records, I just instantly knew these guys are going to be good, and the fact that this is the song that really got them established in terms of their sound and lyricisms. I like the beat to this one. I really like the that elevating transition during the pre-chorus to the chorus, as well as the fact that this is the song that it got so popular that it's now their encore song, so I'm really happy for them for that. So a good amount of time after Television Romance released, after trawling to find some kind of content on the internet, watching their filmed live performances where they played some unreleased songs, as well as catching a few glimpses of the demos that got leaked for a little while on YouTube. Finally, they gave us All the Things I Never Said in 2018, and also that is an amazing title on its own. The first track of this EP, New Year's Eve, has a similar kind of vibe to the stuff they've released already so far, but in a kind of more of a sadder kind of way. The other ones were quite upbeat in some sense. This is the first one, which is a little bit more self-deprecating in a way, and the thing is, I love it because I really relate to the idea that I just don't get up to very much on New Year's Eve myself, so yeah. That's quite depressing. The song The Tide is one of the more upbeat love songs on this EP as opposed to the more sadder ones. And this one is great because it's got a good melody to it, it's got a good beat, it's a much more faster tempo, just more uplifting in general. And I like how at the halfway point, there's a bit where it strips itself back and it really puts an emphasis on the synths and the hi-hats for a brief moment before it jumps back in and kicks back into the chorus. Now on the side B, the song My Obsession has been one of my absolute favourite tracks by this band. It basically defines what I absolutely love about them in terms of their songwriting and how just emo it is. I just really love that kind of thing. But this one, I loved it so much that I remember when I first heard this song from a really low quality YouTube video from their Reading Festival set, and it's just back when it was unreleased, so this was the only one of the only copies you'd have of it online in terms of a video, and I just I couldn't wait to hear it, and finally they released it on this EP and I just fell in love. And this track has some painfully beautiful songwriting, capturing the distraught and passion that you have for somebody, with the feelings you have for them, and how unbearable it is once they're gone. The last song on the EP, Heavenly, has a very similar kind of vibe and atmosphere that you find from the song The Tide, or at least on the main sort of full band version of it anyway. They're both quite uplifting and very positive and just quite fun to listen to, but what I really do love, actually prefer in a way, is the acoustic version, or the one Heather played live. I think it was for BBC something quite a while back. It was during the summer, but yeah, that was a really good version. And this one's great in the full band version because it has quite a nice guitar riff during the bridge. Overall, I am very impressed with the songs they released on the EP and the single, and especially the fact that this was back in a time when they were barely releasing anything, so it was always a huge wait between like releases, and when you finally get them it's like, oh well, you know, how long are we gonna wait for the next one, you know. But yeah, it was a really good way for them to establish themselves, establish their sound, and the fact that they signed under Don't Hero Records, you know, having the opportunity to, you know, support the 1975 and play alongside, you know, sharing the stage with No Rome, who's also very good, has really helped them quite a lot, and I'm actually very happy for them because now they've become very established and actually very well known. And the sort of sound that you find on these releases, it was then explored further on their late 2018 EP, My Mind Makes Noises, which is also very good, and I will review that at some point. And that does it for my review of Pale Wave's television romance single and their EP, All the Things I Never Said. If you guys found this video helpful or enjoyed it in some way, as usual, please feel free to show your support by liking, commenting, subscribing to my channel and following me on my social media. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video.